is her spot. This is her spot. Whenever I'm here, this is where she is now. Say hi. Say hi, YouTube. Marceline, say hi. Okay. Just gonna get some stuff popping before we get to wrapping. Happy Venus Day, my G's. Hey, Marilyn Clayton. See the baby? Hey, Valentina. I do got cards. I'm just going to cleanse them just in case. I'm not sure if I'm 100 going to be using them, but a bit close, isn't it? Can you not hear me all right? Say hi. Say hi, YouTube. She's cute, isn't it? She finally made her proper debut. Didn't need to force her. Hey, Genia. Didn't need to force her up here today. Okay. Got these as well. Hey, Tarara Boom. Dio. Hey, girl. I read it properly today. After all these years. Oh, Lord. Got a little soundtrack, it's Friday, you already know. Got these two, because it's Friday. There's nothing we can do. She made her debut, she might come back as well, because that's her thing, jumping up and down. Do you know what, thank you for asking, Tarara. It's been like this, I guess. It's been like this, I've been like this. Today, I woke up and I was just like, I'm gonna go back to bed. Oh my god, look at the ratchetness. This is the I use date this is a messy drink to make. It's date syrup. So, and this is cayenne pepper. It's a messy drink to make. Oh, scene. Gosh. Time be flying, in it, Rara. God. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's just an old scarf, guys. Alright. Yeah, I woke up this morning, tired as and I thought to myself, right, let me get up. Made the messy tea. Got back into bed. Tried to sleep, couldn't sleep. There was no sleep left in me, so I got up. Very, very good for the heart. And I decided to get up and go and have a bath. Had a spectacular bath. Had a good time in the bath. Sang my little heart out. Then I went to the bush. Gave the offering. Haven't given an offering this year. And sat out there, lit a candle. Just felt good. Do you know what I'm saying? Just felt good. So, I feel really, really good today. I didn't go swimming because my cycle started. Not that you can't go swimming, but I just didn't want to overexert myself. I was just like, I just don't want to go today. So, but I've been going 3 days a week. Kind of unbig my back and shit. Got rid of my stress-induced eczema. I mean, it's one thing at a time. One thing at a time, my G's. How do you get rid of stress-induced eczema? Stop being stressed. Just let go and let God. Let go and let God. Whatever it is that you're stressing about, whatever it is that you're worried about, let go and let God. You hear me now? Very old school. It's a very old school solution. But it's one that works every single time. Okay? Alright. I think I want to pray first, just in case we don't pull cards. I think we will, but just in case we don't. It works great. Just let go and let God. You hear me? Alright, let's pray. Our divine Mother and Father who live within us, hallowed be thy name. Our freedom come, your will be done in us as it is within you. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others, as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, through all lifetimes, timelines, and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duanete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's done, it's done, it's done. So it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I invite my ancestors, my guides, my angels, my guardians, my Orisha, my guides of the sea, air, earth, fire and ether into this space so that we can have a clear, precise reading about anything that the collective may need to know at this time. As we're in a 2 years, 2-2 portal, first one of the year. And as we are in this 2 energy, we're thinking about duality, we're thinking about partnerships, we're thinking about teamwork, we're thinking about balance. I don't know what Marceline's doing. You know, she's causing a commotion. I'm just going to try and ignore her today. I'm not going to let her get the better of me today. Anyway, so if those are the themes of this energy right here, right now, we've got what? 8 more days of this rabbit energy before we move into the dragon energy, which is, it's giving, let it all be revealed to be burned to cinders. That's what it's giving. So, you know what's funny? You know, from my observation. You know what's really funny from my observation is that these things keep popping up. There's a new variant. And then it goes away. Because nobody is giving it. I'm so proud of us. Because we're just not giving it the energy. So they bring out a new variant. No one's paying no mind to it. So not Nagwan. They say that they want to send our babies in the UK to go and fight on for Queen and Country or for King and Country. Blood. That has got to be the funniest thing that I've heard ever. I mean, when I say ever, I've had a great old laugh over that, but nobody's really giving it any energy. It's not going to happen. You already know, because first of all, Gen X that raised them, the millennials and the Gen Zs over our dead body, our babies. It's not happening. I need to turn this down because I get really distracted with the music, don't I? It's 2012 on the clock. And I just want to say that if there was ever a time in this ascension process so far that feels like we've come, I want to say full circle, but then at the same time I also want to say 180 degrees. I know sometimes I don't make sense, but I will eventually. So I want to say 180 degrees. I think we've definitely made a shift. I don't think there's been a full, it feels a bit full circle-y though, but there's definitely been a shift whereby we're not the same. We're not moving the same, we're not speaking the same, we're not putting up the same shit. And we've learned a thing or two about life. Do you get me? We got some tools in our bag and we're ready to use them. Now, one of the things that has caught my attention is this talk that love is conditional and that there are conditions to love, and I don't buy it. I don't buy it because I feel like it's easier to love than it is to like. There's definitely conditions on like, but it's easier to love than to like. I can love you, but I don't like the way that you talk to me. I can love you, but I don't like the way you're moving right now. I can love you, but I don't like the choices that you're making right now. I can love you, but I don't like how close in proximity you are to me. Do you see? I made this observation because there's many people. I'm definitely one of these people that have had various different friends groups over the years. Various different family members that have come in close and moved out far away. And I feel like regardless of how it ended or what went wrong, I love you sincerely. I love every single person that has had any contribution in my life from the time I was born to this very moment. I love you all. I truly, because the way, hey Shonda T, the way, thank you baby, the way that I love personally is so, it's innocent. It's a very innocent type of love. Like, I can fall in love much quicker than I fall in like. Do you get me? And then as time goes on, you start to observe people's behaviours and their ways of being, the way they move, especially towards you. And you start to realise, actually, I don't really like that. And this is where boundaries come in. So you place your boundaries in love. But then if people overstep your boundaries, this is when you decide to pull back or pull out or remove yourself from a situation. But that doesn't mean that you don't love anymore. We ain't got to be awkward together, girl. Maybe it's better that we're misunderstood. I love you, but I ain't got to like you. And this is one of the revelations that I've had in love. And it's been very, very safe. It's been a safe space to be in, to continue to love even if I don't like you, or I don't like certain things that you've done to me, or that you're even doing to yourself. And the reason being is that none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We've all got our own life path to walk. And it might not feel good to everybody around you. However, if I stay in love with you, there is always an opportunity for love. There is always an opportunity for reconciliation. There's always an opportunity for forgiveness. There's always an opportunity for a discussion. There's always an opportunity for compassion, Tarara. There's always an opportunity. The door's always open. But the second you like, I don't love you, or you burn that bridge of love, then there's nowhere else to go. And I'm talking definitely on a micro scale, but on a macro, we've got to understand that many of us have done some despicable things to each other, culturally, religiously, spiritually. Some of us have done some very disgusting things to each other through these avenues. But then what happens when somebody wakes up and decides, okay, I don't follow that particular narrative, or I don't follow that particular dogma, or I don't follow that particular cultural tradition anymore? Then what? What do? Are you going to be closed because your feelings are still hurt? Or is there room? Is there a space for conversation, for reconciliation, for even a dialogue that could possibly lead to forgiveness. I say this as a mother mostly, and I say this as a daughter mostly, because I know that still the mother wound's still gaping. It's still gaping. I don't know when. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't have a... I don't know. It's a very sticky situation, this mother wound. And so this is the standpoint that I'm coming from. Because as a mother, I've made horrendous mistakes. When I say horrendous mistakes, and I know that there's been times when my children haven't liked me, for sure, but they've stayed in love with me as I have with them. So there's been room for healing. I mean, it's not common. I know that it could be possibly generational. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about the different generations of parenting, and you know, the baby boomers. Whew, you guys, the baby boomers. Yo, I don't know, to be honest, and I don't want to drag anybody that's from that generation, but I do, from my observation, in my opinion, I feel like that is the hardest generation to crack when it comes to healing, especially when it comes to the dynamics between them and their children. So I'm saying that even though there may be still these wounds, please don't close off to love. Please don't close yourself to love. Allow yourself to remain open to healing. So remember, there's a difference between unconditional love and like. Some of you are in relationships in various different dynamics, and the lesson, it's a very important conversation to be having right now, and to be honest about it. Because I know that my younger self, this is very, very exposing, but I know that my younger self from the jump didn't really click with my mum. I didn't click with her. And that's okay. I didn't click with her. We didn't click. We didn't bond. And that's okay too. Do you know what I mean? So all we've had to build on is this unconditional love. But I wouldn't say unfortunately for us, but it's been difficult for us to like each other. The choices that we make, and the lifestyles that we live, and the things that we say, and the opinions that we have between us are so very different that at times it can be really difficult to like each other. However, the unconditional love thing has allowed for dialogue. It has allowed for healing. It has allowed for compassion. Some of us will never be our mother's best friends. Some of us will never be our children's best friends. But as long as there is unconditional love, that is the very basis of what it means. Please hit the like button when you come in, my loves. That is the very basis of what it means. And for those that are new, that haven't seen me before, welcome. I've changed the name to Mama D's House because I don't want to just do tarot anymore. I want to share other stuff with you. And some of you might not be interested, and that's understandable and that's cool. But I definitely want to start vlogging and showing different parts of my life and how it, in relation to this ascension, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so welcome. Hi. Hit subscribe if you like anything that you hear here, and also share and all of the other things that they tell you to do on YouTube. Thank you, Valentina. Love that. So, let's get back to it. So this unconditional love, I feel like it does exist. I feel like we all got social media, we all scroll, we all are touched, moved and inspired by strangers every single day, and things that open up our heart spaces are very, very things that happen every single day. Yes, there's room to judge each other on these apps and to criticize each other, but in my timeline there's a lot of space and room for love. There's a lot of space and room for empathy and compassion and inspiration. Ooh. The drink is so good. So I just want you guys to have some kind of differentiation between unconditional love and like. There's probably a huge possibility that you unconditionally love everybody that's ever come into your space. But definitely there is a differentiation between liking them or not. And that's okay. You don't have to like everybody. You don't even have to unconditionally love everybody. That's not a criteria right here. But here's the thing with unconditional love. When you have unconditional love for not only the people in your life, but the experiences in your life, you have peace. That's from my experience. Peace comes when there is no resentment. Hey, I know what I want my name to be. I'm trying not to judge you. Hey, but what is your question? I'm trying not to judge you. What is your question? Please tell me. So boom, as I was saying, if you have unconditional love, then you have peace. There's no stress. Because you're not wondering, you're not trying to figure out how you should feel or how you should be or how you should react. Here's the thing. You can have unconditional love with whomever and absolutely have nothing to do with them because of maybe their behaviors or things that they've done against you. There's always that. Because I'm thinking deeply now. When I'm telling you, I'm going into... I hear indifference is a good place to be too. But again, it's like... unconditional love doesn't mean I care about you. Unconditional love doesn't mean that you even come into my consciousness. Unconditional love just means that I appreciate the lesson that we learned together or whatever it is that we had to learn together, and I'm happy to keep it pushing. Because imagine if you, for the last couple of nights, I think consecutively, I've dreamt about somebody who I felt has been moving a bit mad. I would say, if I had to describe our relationship, I would say it was like mother and son. If I had to describe the relationship, and I feel like, in my opinion, this other person hasn't been moving correctly, but they came into my dream state and then I contacted them. Well, it wasn't that I contacted them. I felt like we wanted to contact each other, because when I woke up, they were in my stories, looking at my stories. So I hollered at man, and I was just like, yeah, like, you good? Because I haven't heard and we haven't spoken or whatever. I'm like, you good? And, you know, I feel like because I've felt some type of way, I've stayed away. But sometimes there is room for conversation when there's unconditional love. And so we've got lunch at the end of the month, and I'm definitely going to speak about some of the things that I felt have bothered me in our relationship. It's 2 nights in a row I've dreamt about them. So also with my ex-husband, I've dreamt about him about twice this week as well. And in both times, I'm like, whenever I dream about him though, I always know that he's got something to say to me. I mean, my relationship with my ex-husband's it's fine because we've known each other since we were 4 years old. So it's one of those things that he's the longest. I've known him the longest in this existence from anybody. So therefore we do have unconditional love for each other. Don't necessarily like each other like that, but we have unconditional love for each other, which always allows for open dialogue, always allows for some type of compassion towards each other, which allows us to co-parent effectively. And also, if there are situations where there's things that need to be said, they can be said without the other fearing being dragged or disrespected or criticized, or all the things. So this is what unconditional love does. My tune. Can you hear it? I might love you still, just think I love me more. You see what someone said? I might love you still, just think I love me more. And this is what I want to really talk about. Our mantra on my astronomical calendar is, I am love, so I attract love. I am love, so I attract love. Because this month is very driven about romance, not love. This month is driven with romance and materialistic worth. And even in all dynamics, we can sometimes measure how much somebody loves us on how much they have spent on us, or materialistic exchange, what we do. Love is a verb, don't get it twisted, but I'm talking about this month being geared towards materialistic worth. If you don't receive something from the person you perceive to love you at this time, then things could come into question. There's pressure on people to provide things that they don't necessarily have in order to show love that they have, but they don't have the money to back it. Now, all of us know that that's not love. That's got nothing to do with love. Do you know what I mean? But, so I don't want any of you lot to get lost in the sauce, to be putting pressure on yourself or anybody else to provide for you materialistically in order for them to show their love. Something I want to say, yeah. Now, as somebody that reads energy, not just cards, reads energy, when I come up here with a message, a lot of the time, the message is something that's affecting my life. Oh, I love that, Rara. A lot of the time, whenever I give you lot a message, it's been something that I've experienced or something that I'm going through. So I just want you to, even in this time, when I draw cards in terms of love, I want you guys to take it with a pinch of salt. It may resonate with you, but at the same time, really check to see if it really, really does. Do you know what I mean? Is that something that's actually resonating, or is that Mama D's message that she's sharing with me that I'm taking on? Because that's the power of influence. Yeah, Thank you, Desiree. So I don't want any of you to be influenced in this season by anybody else's opinion, even if it resonates with you. If that makes sense, I want you to really carve out what love, unconditional love means to you. I was asked twice this week by 2 different men what my ideal man is like. I'm not sure if they wanted me to tell them for their own personal reasons or if it was just a general question. I'm not sure, but I answered the question both times. I was very proud of myself at how fluid my answer was, how clear and sure my answer was, you know. And maybe you could do the same for yourself. You know, keys do they hold? What do you enjoy? That person the most? Because really and truly, being in love, and love is not about what people can even give to you. It's about how you enjoy their energy and their spirit. The way Cuba, I think my favorite thing about Cuba is her nonchalance. She couldn't, when I say doesn't give a fuck, I love that about her. Ellie, my favorite thing about Ellie is her wisdom. She's only 17 years old, but her wisdom from she was little, she's been teaching me. So when I talk about being in love, oh no, not lagging. Not lagging. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. How's that? Because I've got myself a little, I've got Wi-Fi now. How far we have come from stealing Wi-Fi from my neighbour to hotspotting to having Wi-Fi. But it's only a little thing. It's a little device, a little box that I unplug every night, put in a drawer. Some days I don't even plug it in. But I hope that that's not the cause of the lag. How is it now? Are we still lagging? How's it going? So you guys, there's so many reasons, there's so many ways that we can experience love from others and how we express our love to others. I think people, you know what, if I was to ask my closest, nearest and dearest what they love most about me, I think they would say my cooking. I love to feed people. I love to feed people and take care of them and nurture them. That's like my favourite thing to do, to be in service to the people that I love. But I don't expect that from them. I used to, I'm not going to lie. I used to, until I understood what love languages were and different expressions of love were. Not everybody's going to express love in the same way that you do. So expectation kills love. What's this word? Attachment kills love. Attachment and expectation are your biggest killers of love in the modern day. Without those two things, love can reign. To think about the conditions that you have on people. If you're thinking about indifference and thinking about, well, no, I don't love that person. Think about why. What conditions have you put on them? How did you get to that conclusion? I really don't give a fuck what you did to me in life, you know. I really don't. Really and truly, I'm here. And I'm thinking about the people that did some of the worst things to me. Things that I can't even repeat. Because it's mine. It belongs to me. I don't want to give it to you. And I'm like, I love you though. I love you. I do. I don't fuck with you, but I love you. Truly. And this is where we reverse it back onto ourselves, because there are aspects and elements of ourselves, behaviors and certain ways that we have that we know are ugly. That one of the ugliest things that I do is I'm petty. When I say petty, very petty, I can be very judgmental sometimes. I've learned to move away from the judgmentalness, because I realise that if I'm judging others, I'm judging myself. If I'm judging myself, I'm judging others. So I don't like to judge myself. I like to just be, is what it is, you know, rude girl. Even on my worst days. Even when I've said and done some really despicable shit, I'm like, I forgive myself. I said what I said. I forgive myself. Sometimes I may go back and ask for forgiveness if possible from others, but a lot of the time I'm just like, I said what I said. And I'm okay with that. You know, as an Aries, I'm hot-headed. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've got a bit of a temper. And it can flare up. But I'm not judging myself on that. I'm not going to dislike myself from that. It used to be so bad that I used to think I was unlovable. I used to think that nobody could love me because of my temper, or because of my flare-ups, or because of my pettiness, or because of my quick mouth. This mouth's quick. I thought I was unlovable, but yet there are still people around me that love me deeply and don't hold that shit against me. It's not highlighted or magnified. So is there somewhere that you could be highlighting and magnifying somebody's flaws and overlooking their qualities? This is again where we have unconditional love, because everybody's got great qualities. That's why you fell in love with them in the first place. Narcissists have come to mind. What about narcissists? I have compassion for narcissists. I really, really do. I feel like at some point, many of us can go through life displaying narcissism. You can. And some of us are reformed. Some of us are better than we were. Some of us are working on it. But regardless of how it's perceived, there are still, I believe, qualities in all of us that are lovable. Alright, well, that's all I want to say about that. That's all I want to say about that. I might love ya, but sometimes I don't like you very much. That's what this has been all about today. Where am I going to flick it? Where's the ash going to go? Bear with me, y'all. I need the ashtray. Oh. Alright. How's the picture? Is it still lagging? Talk to me. Okay, our crystal for the month is amethyst. Okay. And guys, Google what amethyst is, because the book's back there, you can see it. Alright, so I'm going to pull some cards, because why not? I'm going to do a little spin on Catch a Bird. I've got the Hoodoo Tarot here. So we're going to do a little spin on Catch a Bird. We're going to ask the cards, firstly, for this month, if there are any themes, you know, what is it, here's the question, what is it that divine masculine energy doesn't like about divine feminine energy right now? It's an interesting question. Could be stuff that we could work on. So what is it that divine masculine energy doesn't like about divine feminine energy right now? We're not talking about genders, guys. You already know. Could be within yourself, you know. So what is it that divine masculine energy doesn't like about divine feminine energy right now? I mean, I could answer that probably off the bat, saying things more like, you know, there's not a lot of motivation within the divine feminine right now. Okay, we're going to read everything upright. Who's Aunt Caroline? Who's Aunt Caroline in the Hoodoo Tarot? I should have worn my glasses. Are they closed? They're not. Oh, I haven't seen them. They're nowhere near. Let's have a look. Aunt Caroline. Alright, so Aunt Caroline in traditional Hoodoo is the Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting. And it came up in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like right now there might be a lack of patience within the divine masculine collective towards the divine feminine collective on the very mere fact, could be one or the other. So if we're reading it in upright, it could be the glow up of the divine feminine in terms of what she's been through, cycles that she's completed, and that she's about to start a completely new cycle. That could frustrate the divine masculine energy in terms of, are they going to be left behind? Is there room for them in this new cycle? Or will they have to move differently towards the divine feminine because there is this new cycle? If it's come up in reverse for us, it could mean that there could be a frustration in the divine masculine looking at the divine feminine like, why are you still where you at? Why haven't you moved on from this life lesson? Why haven't you learnt your lesson from this particular life lesson, regardless of what it might be? Now, as I said, masculine and feminine energy, I'm looking at it from any dynamic. Love is love, isn't it? So we're looking at it from, could be romantic, it could be father and daughter, or it could be mother and son. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for instance, if it was the mother and son dynamic, it could be looking at the mother. The son could be looking at the mother thinking, well, why are you still struggling, for instance? Why are you still in that dead-end relationship? Why are you still holding on to that grudge? Why are you still in that negative energy? So however it relates to you in this situation, but right now the divine masculine energy's frustration at the divine feminine energy is that they look a bit stuck, and the divine masculine is looking at that thinking, where does that leave them? In another perspective, it could be that the divine feminine truly has glowed up and is moving on and up, and could possibly be doing that without any masculine energy around them, and that is causing worry and stress for the masculine energy at this time. That's that message. So what is it that the divine feminine energy doesn't like about the masculine energy right now? Divine masculine energy right now, or masculine, you know. Should we just do feminine and masculine energy right now? Because I feel like when I say divine feminine and divine masculine, I'm absolutely leaving out some people. I don't want to leave anybody out. right now today. So we've got two things. One thing that frustrating the divine feminine right now is the divine masculine's hermiting energy. That they're just ghost. That they're just about their doing what they're doing and not really focused on anything else other than their own projects, their own healing, their own friends groups, their own, to get what they want to do. So I feel like the divine feminine could be feeling quite left out, left in the dark, not knowing how masculine energy is feeling or supporting divine feminine energy at this time. But as we've just discussed, they've while the frustration of the divine feminine being stuck or going through their cycle, so to speak, whichever space they are in their cycle, they could be getting ready for a rebirth, they could have already had the rebirth, they could be in the cocoon stage, you know, they could be in their caterpillar stage where they're just gathering and gaining lots of information. You know, we're all moving at different paces at this time. So that frustration from the divine masculine has forced them to retreat, to go within. And I love Dr. Grant as the hermit, because Dr. Grant is what? Gathering up herbs for healing. So while the divine feminine is wondering what the divine masculine is doing, or the masculine energy, while the feminine energy is wondering what the masculine energy is doing, they are actually gathering up, gathering themselves, pulling themselves together in order to go through another level of healing. Because I feel like everybody's, we're in feminine season, and divine feminine season is all about sleeping, resting, figuring ourselves out, concentrating our time, pouring into ourselves. That's what the feminine energy is all about. So if there is any discord between the energies, I feel like there needs to be a deeper understanding of what it is that we are doing at this time to alleviate the frustration that each one is feeling. Another frustration that the divine feminine is feeling towards the masculine energy is them not fulfilling their full potential. This is the Star card. So this is them having goals and ambitions but not hitting them for whatever reason. I love one. So yeah, this is what's causing the discord between the energies, between masculine and feminine energies at this time. I feel like if there could even be, I've had this energy of jealousy all week, that whether I'm feeling jealous or people are feeling jealous towards me, there's an energy of jealousy. I can feel it. Sometimes I'm not sure where it's coming from. That's why I say it could be me, it could be them. I'm not sure. But there's an element of jealousy in the air between the energies of the masculine and feminine energy. And I feel like this is what's causing the main discord. And in order to, all right, let's look at what the feminine energy needs right now, because we're going to find solutions. Because you know, I fucking hate things just being said and left. So feminine energy's got to stop taking, no, next question, masculine energy's got to stop taking things so personally and just step into their initiations. This is part of their initiations. Turn to Mother and Father God when they've got any problems, and stop putting all of that pressure onto the feminine energy. Try to figure a few things out for yourself, so that you can stand you can stand on business, you can stand and achieve your goals and achieve your healing, whichever part of the healing process that you're in right now, without wondering what the divine feminine energy is doing and why they are doing it. Because really and truly, you're just looking at them. They're in their cycle. They're going through their process. There's a focus, deep focus. Sometimes that focus looks like plenty sleep. Sometimes that focus looks like not wanting to go outside. Sometimes that focus can look like being in the bath for 3 hours. Sometimes that focus can look like taking care of themselves, eating better, exercising more, and not having time for anything to do with anybody or anything else at this time. But there's nothing for the divine masculine to feel left out in the cold about, because you've got your own things to be dealing with. See me? Tune. Alright. Divine Feminine. What does Divine Feminine need to do at this time? What does Divine Feminine or feminine energy need at this time? What does feminine energy need at this time? Get out of me. No more worries. I got no more time for you. Take such courage. Loving you takes such courage. This song's so savage. It says, if you don't sort yourself out, believe me, baby, one day you'll end up on your own. Bomba Cleat. And this song here is saying, bring me flowers. Divine Feminine, what does the Divine Feminine need right now? Oh, please, don't let it be flowers. She needs mothering. Mother of sticks. She needs, this is the Queen of Wands energy, the big Aries energy. She needs some passion. She needs to just carry on. Move forward with chest, confidence. Don't worry about what everybody else is thinking and doing about you. Just do you in it. And do it with your chest. You're not supposed to give one flying doo-doo what everybody else is thinking that you are or are not doing. That is not your concern. What other people think about you is not your concern. Never has been. So this is what Divine Feminine energy or feminine energy needs to focus on right now. It can't be the bird lighting the... It can't be the bird. It looks like the bird is lighting a fag for it. I love... Look at her expression. Look at her expression. She's just... Remember what I told you about my big daughter? The nonchalant energy. She just don't give a fuck. Honestly, I love her for it. Alright. What's the solution between masculine and feminine energy right now? What is the solution in this month of February, in this 2-2 energy portal that will be lasting right up until the 22nd of this month? What is this? Because remember, this 2-2-2 energy 2 years ago meant the beginning of this war in... Where is it now? Putin's war. It was the beginning of Putin's war, because I can't think of the country. I'm sorry, my bad. But this is how much I don't really tap in like that. So that was the beginning. We just was on the verge, on the precipice of this war. Only God knows if it's still going on or not, because it looks like now England talking about they want to go to war with Putin. Ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. Solution between the masculine and feminine energy right now is compassion, forgiveness, patience. Turn over a new leaf. Start from scratch. Beginning business. Get me? Don't be holding each other hostage on the shit that you've done. That's been done. What are you lot doing right now? How are you lot towards each other right now? You can tell I miss my long hair, innit? I miss it so much. I miss long hair, man. That's why I can't wait for my locks to really kick in. But for the meantime, and I don't think I'm going to wear wigs no more. Can you see the second coming of Diana? She's just there. She's been there for like since December. I haven't even put her back in the box because I don't think I'm going to wear her again ever in my life. So she's like a decoration, a souvenir of what used to be. But yeah, I feel like it's just taking each other one day at a time, for being present, staying in the present. How are you lot moving right now? How are you lot in the now? I mean, how are you lot moving towards each other right now? And I'll tell you this song is called. Let me show you the name of this song. Do you not see that? Okay. Shook me a little bit. How are you lot moving towards each other right now? That's the main thing here. That's the most important thing. Not about how you were moving, what was and what wasn't. How are you lot moving towards each other right now? How are you being towards each other right now? Is there kindness? Is there patience? Is there compassion? Is there truth? Is there an outpour of truth? Are you lot being honest with each other? Because that's another thing, the communication. Is why both of you, I feel like, don't need to be taking shit personally. Let people be on their path. Even if you're living in the same house, you have to allow each other to go through their journey. There's this couple on Instagram which I follow, and right now the husband is going through a bout of celibacy. So he's just showing us, they're actually showing us different ways on how they are intimate without sex. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch. So again, are you guys being honest about what you need at this time from each other? The safe spaces that we need from each other, the understanding and the patience that we need, the compassion that we need. Is that what we're doing or no? Because that is basically what the solution is. What's the overall outcome in this space between the masculine and feminine energy? Because of course I'm going to read for these energies because it's Friday. It's a portal and it's Friday and it's the second month. It's that month. So you already know. I'm coming in with it. Alright, what's the overall outcome for these energies? My shuffler's got so much better over the years, isn't it? Right, boom, we've got 3 cards. So the overall energy, we've got the full moon, Pa. This is, look at this. This is each one teach one. This is things being illuminated. So conversations being had about things that you didn't even know about each other. You know, there could be certain secrets being revealed right now that are going to add another piece to the puzzle as to why Unconditional seem to settle in this unconditional love. Because you're too worried about what the other one is doing and how that's affecting you. You don't like that one, so for instance here, like the feminine energy's a bit disgruntled about the fact that the masculine energy is possibly not reaching their goals, not through want of trying. Not through want of trying. And then we've got the Page of Swords here, the Son of Knives. Look at this young boy with the knife. What else has he got in his hand? Can't really see. But he looks like he's standing outside of a church. Not going in, he's not, the doors are not even open to the church. So from the illustration, you've got a young boy here with a knife. A young boy with a knife who's probably not that experienced. So again, I feel like because we are beginning new cycles. We are looking at clean slates. There could be a level of communication that is quite naive and immature, because we don't quite have the words or the expressions that the other might need at this time. So therefore, you could find yourself saying the wrong thing, or you could find yourself disappointed by a lack of certain things being said. But I feel like with these new revelations that we're all feeling for our own journeys, for our own selves, we may be expressing new aspects of ourselves, parts of ourselves that we ourselves are not even familiar with. We don't even recognize ourselves right now. We don't even know what the fuck right now. So in order to have to communicate and to explain that to another can be quite stressful. So sometimes people are just not saying a damn thing at all, or saying the wrong thing. So just have patience with this. Breathe. Take a few breaths before you open your mouth and speak. When you're asked something, take a moment to really think about the answer. Don't just come out with shit, especially not out of frustration and anger and upset. The Six of Baskets is in reverse, my G's. And this is giving, I love you unconditionally. But I don't necessarily need to fuck with you. Just because we've got this past life, past experiences, it doesn't mean that I need to be in close proximity to you. So some of you might need to take a break. Some of you might need to break up altogether. Some of you might need to just focus on yourselves right now. Focus on getting to know who you are evolving into, because we'd be very ignorant and naive to think that through these shifts, especially of that 7 year, that 7 year was, I don't think I've ever experienced a year like it in my life, because it was so difficult, but I didn't mind it. Do you know what I mean? Normally in the past, where it's been difficult years, I can't wait for the year to finish. By September, I'm over it. But this one, I really wanted to see it through to the end. I was really interested in every lesson that had to be learned. Everything that I could take from that experience, I was ready to grab with both hands so that I could bring it into this 8 year and expand it. So if now at this point you need to take the time to be by yourself, to take time to, you know, some of you might need to take a little solo trip. Some of you might need to, you know, sleep in another room for a little while, just so that you can regulate your energy, your own energy to yourself. So like I was saying, we'd be very naive and ridiculous to think that the shifts that have happened in the last 4 weeks alone, 4 or 5 weeks alone, have not been altering us in ways that have been indescribable. So you had, what did you have 2 weeks ago? You had the Kali Yuga, the end of the Dark Ages. You had on the 20th, I mean, it's arguable. Some people are saying it is, some people are saying it isn't. I feel like it's whatever you feel. Your reality is whatever you think it is. Because sometimes I get a little bit frustrated with all of us, with astrology, with tarot, with all of it. Because I can just be like, well, if we're living in a fucking simulation, it is whatever we think it is. You can't tell me that because of the Gregorian or because of the Vedic calendar or because of the Ethiopian calendar or because of A, B, C, D and E, G and F, that whatever I want it to be isn't or is. You can't tell me, I can't tell you. This is for you to construct in your own mind. If you say that the Dark Ages are over, then bitch, the Dark Ages are over. If you say that Aquarius has moved in, Pluto's moved into Aquarius, then Pluto's moved into fucking Aquarius. and the changes that are described, you're feeling. No one can tell you. So just honestly, I just want you guys to really take autonomy over your realities. I really do. I really want you guys to trust yourselves in this process. From this point onwards, start to train yourself to trust yourself. And when all else fails, Mother and Father God are right there waiting for you to give you every answer and every solution and every best possible outcome. That's what they're there for. Final card, Father of Coins, King of Coins. It's in reverse. I want to read it in reverse. My favourite song. This is my favourite song. I was thinking about Marvin Gaye today. I was thinking about really and truly, if his dad truly shot him dead because he was on crack, I just feel like, because so many stories about certain people's deaths have been fabricated and untrue, it just made me think about Marvin Gaye's. I remember if that happened in 81, I was only like 5 when it happened, but I remember my mum's reaction to it. I remember the news report on it. I remember just how confusing it all was. Why did Marvin Gaye's dad shoot him dead? I mean, Marvin Gaye was saying a lot when you think about it. Marvin Gaye was a revolutionary. Marvin Gaye was worried about the state of humanity and where we were going and all of the things. And then his dad shot him. May they all be held to justice. All of the wrongdoings towards all of the freedom fighters, all of the light workers, all of the revolutionaries. May they get everything that they deserve, yo. Jesus. Anyway. So, in reverse, it says, on the negative side, he is classist, a show-off, a braggarat, makes bad investments, has gambling problems, will resort to questionable or illegal activities to make it. So this is just, it says, or is susceptible to get-rich-quick schemes. So that is giving, don't try to take shortcuts, my G's, when it comes to harmonizing your energies between masculine and feminine energy at this point. Don't try to cut corners. Don't try to go for quick fixes. And definitely do not look for material things to hold up as a badge of honor towards the other. Don't be doing that. Because at the end of the day, listen to Lufa. Alright, let's look at some romance angels. Let's look at the energy, the energy for this 2-2 portal, the beginning of the 2-2 portal. We're talking about the mind, aren't we? So let's look at the energy in regards to love, because it's Friday. I don't do it regularly, innit? So, look at this. Love yourself first. What did I say? What did I say? Love yourself first. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind because you're loving unconditionally. Love yourself first because I am the love. I am love and I attract love. That is the mantra. You are the love that you want to receive. It says here, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So no backpedaling, my G, just because you want some roses or you want some fornication. Take your time. Take your time. Don't backpedal. I'm going to be starting the celibacy support group soon. I am, because I think it's important that we highlight the importance of celibacy, especially when you are going through certain transitions and transformations, and how important it is to focus on your own energy and not share your energy in such an intimate way at this time, even with partners, because your own energy is so discombobulated, you know, so you don't want to be passing that on to others just for recreational purposes or to alleviate lower vibrational desires. I'm not going to say that you ain't going to get the urge, but as you know, that the urge, the sexual urge, does come from the sacral chakra. So I would definitely urge you lot to create, you know, whether it's a meal, a symphony, a painting, a television show. Just create some whenever you get these sexual urges, if you are not in a position to share your energy responsibly and carefully at this time. Keep an open mind, because it says here your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So with what I told you, expectations kills love. Remember. So just be open, keep an open mind and open heart. I think that's the end of today. I don't know what else to tell you. I've got a new toy. I've got an Imbiri. Is it Imbira? Imbiri? I should know, innit? I mean, I'm learning. It's my new toy though. I love it so much. Because I'm meant to be buying a keyboard soon. And I should have already bought it. I don't know what the delay is. There's no reason for the delay. But I know once the keyboard comes in, there's the commitment in it. And then I have the discipline to get back on it and play. So I just bought myself one of these. And it's just so fun. I just sit down in a corner. Oh, I miss it. Anyway, I've been playing it. I'm nervous. I've been playing it and I've been enjoying it. So, you know, find creative outlets, my G's, at this time while you are going through this beautiful portal of love, partnership, you know, teamwork, duality, all of the things. It's the lovers month. So, you know, nobody ain't telling you not to be lovers. Nobody ain't telling you to jump into lovers right now. But what I am saying is be open. Have an open heart, be kind, be compassionate. Don't take things so fucking personally, my G's. You should be good. Don't let jealousy seep in just because maybe somebody is, you know, glowing up and you may not be yet, might not be your time to. Take it easy. You know what I mean? If somebody's not hitting their goals for whatever reason, mind your fucking business. You get me? Even if it's your picnic, mind your business. Give an encouraging word here and there, but generally mind your business and let them do what they're doing. See me? And you do what you need to be doing. That's it, my G's. That's all I've got to say. I'll be back soon, and I love you very, very much. Don't be surprised if the next video you see from me is a hair video. You might get a little confusing over here, but I'm going to be obsessed with my locks, because I was obsessed with my locks the first time around, but there wasn't these platforms. But there are videos of me talking about locks that have got some really ridiculous numbers on them as well. So I might I'll post one of those. But yeah, I feel like the first time I started my locks, I felt like it really opened me up to some enlightening shit. I feel like I started to become enlightened a little bit more on some shit when my locks first grew. So I'm feeling like the same thing's happening again. I feel like the same thing is happening again, but this time I get to share it. So yeah, don't be surprised if you see some locks videos. Don't be so surprised if you see some random discussions about things. Don't be surprised if you see some vlogging about some stuff, music. I mean, I'm definitely going to vlog my music journey, and there's nowhere else to put it except here, in it. So I'm going to be releasing the single for my birthday. I'm giving you a date. So I'm going to be releasing the single. It's almost finished, pretty much. So it's almost finished. Just got to do the ending. It's a bit all over the place for me. So I just want to smooth it out, and then it'll be done. Get mastered, and then it'll be done. I don't know about putting it on these streaming sites though, because they're really trying to rob us. I mean, there was a time we put our music out for free, we didn't give a fuck. We really didn't. But now that there are opportunities to create income from our art, I mean, we're definitely going to be looking for better ways to do it than streaming sites. But we'll see. We will see. Anyway, my G's, I love you so much, and thank you so much for all of your continued love and healing, because we need you. We need you. And so remember that your energy is just as important as anybody else's. So just keep doing what you're doing. Very, very proud of us, and I love you, and I'll see you soon.